big waterway in middle America, the mighty Mississippi River. And where does that run? If you go north to Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way down to the port city of New Orleans. So by building this canal and connecting the ocean to middle America, it made Richmond, Virginia an international seaport. Well, let's step it up to Civil War times, because Richmond was the mecca for the South for the entire 4 years of the Civil War. Richmond was known as the capital of the Confederacy because everything that Robert E. Lee could desire and President Jefferson Davis of the Confederate States of America needed was right here. There was still world trade going on at that time, pretty chaotic down here, but now, not only did we have all these manufacturing goods being produced right here on these waterways, we now had what is now a museum, Tredegar Iron Works, which is about a mile behind us. They were the main suppliers for the South of cannons, cannonballs, muskets, pistols, bayonets, even the signing of a vessel called the USS Merrimack from the famous Battle of the Ironsides that monitored the Merrimack. And everything for transportation now was here. 1861, trains were running right beside the tracks, right along this canal, which they still are today. We're liable to catch a train or so going by. Hopefully not. One just went by a few moments ago above us to our right. So that and road systems going in every direction, this is what the South needed. This was the epicenter. But it all started to implode on a Sunday of April 2nd, 1865. That is the day that Dixie started to crumble. On that Sunday, General Grant's troops came in from northern Virginia. General Benjamin Butler's troops came in from a little city called 25 miles from here called Petersburg, Virginia. That was a winding down. This is hard to believe, but it was a winding down of the longest battle in Civil War history. Most people think Gettysburg, but it was actually Petersburg to our right, due south. It was very important that Grant secure Petersburg, but he never realized what resistance he was going to have, because just like Richmond, it had the powerful waters of the Appomattox River to run every type of factory and form of transportation that we had. Waterways, railways, roadways. But the idea was to bring Petersburg to its knees, and once that happened, get into Richmond, because Richmond was a master link in the chain of command. Well, on that Sunday, they took over, literally walked into Richmond. Butler's troops, Grant's troops, started rounding up soldiers and civilians, disarming them, marching them out of town with their heads hung low to whatever future they were going to have, which was an imprisonment. And while this was happening, pictures were being taken by the photography team of 40 Ives. And these pictures are in museums around here, or you can actually go on the internet, or if you got a smartphone, pull up the final days of Richmond, April 2nd through the 9th of 1865, and you'll see what it really looked like down here. But it was a very easy walk-in, take over, and while this was taking place, the photographers here started taking the pictures. The next sequence was Richmond down here was set on fire, not only on these wide canal waters. Now, just disregard what you're looking at right now, how clean and narrow and you know, just beautiful it is. The bank's 300 yards over, and across the river itself, over the next 2 days, over 1,000 buildings down here, including the railroad trestles that are elevated just like the ones you see to your right, a little bit straight ahead. Everything was made out of wood in those days down here, unless you were very wealthy, could afford cobblestones and bricks. Lumber was so abundant, but like a tinderbox, everything burned to the ground. Over 1,000 buildings. Yeah, I had to repeat that. Who burned Richmond? Well, your first thought would be, well, it had to be the Northerners. That would be the logical answer, but actually it was their own people that did it. They realized that Dixie was going down and decided that Dixie's going down, it's going down by our own terms. We'll burn it to the ground ourselves before we'll leave them anything to walk into and take over. All that sweat equity of building these factories and transportation hubs down here, all they're going to get is charred real estate, and that's exactly what they got. Down here was also the worst part of Richmond from the early 1800s until these final days of this Civil War. We had probably the worst slavery situation right in this immediate area. We had over 40 different individual auction slave houses down here in a mile square. 40 different auction houses, all been authenticated by records. Some of the most horrific prisons, even more horrific jails down here, hanging gallows. Again, you can see the pictures on the internet of the final days of Richmond before its downfall to see what it really looked like and what conditions are down here. Let me slip through these walls here. We're in what we call the bottom of Richmond, Shaco Bottom. From here, going east all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, this is at sea level. Behind us is all downhill from the mountains. Remember, we got waterfalls coming into Richmond, big boulders in that river that are still there to this day. We get some very fast, quick floods down here because of this down run from the mountains. All this area is totally underwater. Our average flood down here, a small one, is 14 feet. A big one, the last big one we had was called Gaston in 2004, and that was 10 years ago. We had 26 feet 3 inches of water down here. If you look over to your left, you'll see those flood walls over there. Water didn't go over it, but water was hitting against it so high that it would splash over just like a seawall at the beach. Over to your right, the trees over there, about 300 yards over, that's where that mighty, beautiful but untamable James River is to this day, as it's been for millions and millions and millions of years. Notice it lands only about 5 feet above the ground here. Guess what? It's always underwater down here. These buildings down here that you can be looking at behind these flood walls and straight ahead and down where we're going to turn around, all these buildings were built post 1866 from the rebuilding of the ashes of Richmond. This was all tobacco related up until 1964. Richmond, Virginia was known as the tobacco capital of the world. Anything that had to do with the production, the manufacturing of cigars, pipe tobacco, but mainly cigarettes, started in these very buildings. To your left, right where that black car is, about right where my flag is, behind that flood wall, that building with the green shutters, that was where Lucky Strike and Pell Mell started out. They're still there, not there to this day, but they're still on the market to this day. Next building down was R.J. Reynolds, that produced Camel cigarettes. But they all moved away. Look at the street, 5 feet above to your left, and as we get down right where that dump truck is, it drops down to 2 feet. Well, guess what? These buildings would be out of commission for as little as a month, as little as a week, sometimes a month, because of jamming up all the machinery and ruining the products, having to replace it and sanitize the buildings.